Mama G, Dr. G. I was on the board of the American Linguistic Association when all that Ebonics war broke out. You stood up to a whole field. You have dared to take on the whole field of linguistics on our behalf. For that, we owe you unpayable debt. The question that came to me to ask you was, and given the challenge that Sheikh Diop left us about the need for a universal African language, or languages that Dr. Wade has just spoken to, how can you help us inform what ought to be our pedagogy in the era of hip-hop contradiction?
Language is at the very foundation of our identity. And we need to explore, investigate, figure out what linguistic forms can help us in shaping that identity. I was fortunate to discover some Black language ancestors during the Black Power movement. In those years, in the late 50s, early 60s, so I guess I would say the Black Freedom movement, if you go from the 50s on through the 70s. But in those years, we had study groups. And the study groups were allowing us to read material and to read the word that wasn't in what they was teaching us in undergraduate school. In all my linguistics courses in both undergrad and grad, I never had a text by Lorenzo Turner or Beryl Bailey, the Jamaican sister who died far too young. I had to discover all that on my own. And it was discovered through those study groups. And that's one of the things when I work with teachers, I try to get them, and with my graduate students, to think about setting up some study groups. And they call them, maybe they don't want to go to study groups, but regularly when they would meet with their peers and talk about and learn and understand things that aren't in the curriculum even today. And I think when we talk about hip-hop, I mean, there's hip-hop and there's hip-not. But, you know, if you listen to the artists, they ain't all the same. They ain't all rolling with the same lines. So we gotta understand that before my generation jumps all over them about their language. They ain't all the same. I mean, you got 50 Cent, but you also have Nas. His most recent work, Distant Relatives, teaches us Black ancestral Africans in the U.S. how to reach outside and talk to and connect with our Caribbean brothers and sisters and our African brothers and sisters. There is also Mos Def, another hip-hop artist. So we have to learn to be careful and pick and choose who we might critique and argue against in the hip-hop world, because they ain't all the same. I was really inspired when I started going to South Africa right after the 1994 elections. and connected with South African artists into Kwaito. And he knew all about U.S. hip-hop artists, the good and the bad, and the ugly. And they were more down with and more knowledgeable about aspects of emerging hip-hop culture in 1994 than my people at home. And they knew about Nas. He was coming on strong in those years in the 90s. And they knew about Mos Def, and they knew about Poor Righteous Teachers, and they knew about Public Enemy. And all these young, brilliant artists who were trying to pave a new way and a new language out of the English language that we always stuck in, but we were trying to talk about new things and new ways in their hip-hop nation language.